Hello, everybody. Welcome, my fellow mountain athletes. Good morning. I'm Anthony LaRubia, the founder and head coach here at Recal Training. High five for showing up on a Monday morning and spending some time with me. And of course, starting your week off the right way. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. If you're wondering, if you wandered here using Basecamp, our community platform, welcome. You did exactly what I was hoping that you would do. If you're new here and you're wondering why the hell you're here, stick around and find out. We've got an exciting breathwork training session here for you coming up. Here at Recal, our breathwork training programs have helped hundreds of athletes climb some of the highest mountains in the world and finish some of the most grueling ultra marathons. I want to help you achieve your goals, whatever that is, by breathing smart and breathing strong along the way. That's what this training session is all about. Today is the last day of the month. That means today's session is going to also be the most intense version of our publicly available training sessions. So buckle up and get ready to spend the next 25-ish minutes with me. So let's get ready to go. We'll begin today's session in a seated position. Hopefully you can even see the chair behind me. So go ahead and make your way to that seated position now. While you're on your way there are going to be a couple of optional pieces of equipment, just 3 of them today. The first one is if you've got some sort of resistance belt that you can wear around your lower rib cage, we are going to use that today. If you've got an air resistance device of some kind, maybe that's a sports mask like this one that I have here, you can snag that. And lastly, we are going to end with some controlled hyperventilation with hypoxic breath holds type of exercise at the end. If you've got a pulse oximeter, it'll be pretty interesting for you to probably wear that during those couple rounds of the controlled hyperventilation with hypoxic breath holds. So you can grab that pulse oximeter if you've got it. And by the way, if you don't have any of those pieces of equipment, it's not a problem at all. You're still going to be in line for a great session with me today. So hopefully you've made your way to that seated position. We're going to do just a couple of warm-up exercises, starting like we always do with a nose unblocking exercise. The way that that works is you begin with me, take a normal breath in through the nose and a normal breath out. Go ahead and pinch your nose and hold your breath and just rock your head back and forth, up and down. You're holding your breath, arriving at maybe a medium level of air hunger here. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Release your nose, breathe in through your nose. And just breathe normally for the next couple of breaths. We'll do that 2 more times. Again, we're just looking to unblock the nose here to get our body ready to do some nasal breathing. So go ahead and take another breath in through the nose and a breath out. Pinch and hold, rock and roll, just nodding your head gently up and down. Relax and clear your mind for 3, 2, 1. Release. Breathe in through your nose. Nice. Maybe you already noticed some more moisture inside your nose. Just clearing out that nasal airway. We'll do that 1 more time together. Go ahead and take another normal breath in through the nose. Normal breath out. Pinch and hold. You're saying yes this morning to this intense version of a breathwork training session. I see all of you nodding out there. You're saying yes with me. That's good. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and breathe in. Breathe in nice and deep here. Fill up your lungs. Feel the expansion in your rib cage. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let it out. This time we're going to squeeze the air out. Push the air out. Push it out. Push it out. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. This time I want you to massage your intercostal muscles, those muscles in between each rib bone and your rib cage. You're holding your breath deeply in, feeling the expansion in the rib cage. Just give yourself a gentle massage here. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out. One more time. Squeeze it out. Feel the contraction in the abdomen space. Collapse that thoracic cavity. Feel the diaphragm squeezing up into your lungs. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Whew. Breathe normally here. Shake it out. Good work, everybody. All right. So what we're going to do next is 2 rounds of an inspiratory muscle training exercise. This is called inverted breathing. Inverted because we are going inverted in some way. There's a few different ways that you can do this. From that seated position, what you could do is go ahead and put your shins in line with the top of the chair and your hands down on the ground. Maybe you've got your yoga mat ready as well, something like that. And from that position, you could have your hands or your elbows on the ground with your shins on that chair. If that's a little bit too intense, a little bit too much body weight kind of being held and suspended in the air, you can, of course, do this from a downward dog position. And I can demonstrate that here in just a moment for you as well. And if you want to be really intense, I'm not going to even do it this way. But if you got a few yoga blocks, which I, of course, didn't mention at the beginning, but if you've got yoga blocks, maybe on your own sometime, you could stack those up just basically the height of your head to your shoulders with your feet against a wall. And you can go all the way up inverted and use those yoga blocks to suspend yourself in the air, and you can breathe. The goal here, though, and what we're doing with this inspiratory training exercise is we're using gravity and our gut and our other organs beneath our lungs. We're going to use gravity, get it up above the diaphragm so that gravity will push down on the diaphragm when we breathe. Here is also the option where you can use a resistance band as well. I am going to go ahead and put mine on to join you in this particular exercise. So if you've got that, go ahead and put that around the bottom of your rib cage. Once again, one of the reasons why we do an inspiratory muscle training is because when we arrive at altitude, the air is thinner. That means there's lower pressure air. That means it takes more effort for us from an inspiratory standpoint to actually pull the air into our lungs. This is the reason why we want to train these muscles so that they don't fatigue when we're at high altitude, right? I hope that that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get in position. I'm going to adjust some things, change the audio to my microphone on my earplugs. I'm going to change the camera angle slightly. So just bear with me for just a moment while I do that. All right. So I've got one thing underway here. Okay. That should look good. Hopefully you've also got me on the AirPods now. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put my shins up on this chair, my yoga mat ahead of me. I'm going to rest my elbows against the ground beneath me. And I'm going to really compress into this core area. This is going to present a nice challenge for us to breathe through as well. So it's going to look something like this. Turn my hat backwards. Give me some space. We're going to do 10 deep breaths together, just like this, in whatever format that you're doing this. Of course, as I said, you could do it in a downward dog, something like this as well. We just want to get those intestines and organs beneath the lungs up above the diaphragm. All right, with me, let's take those 10 deep breaths together. Deeply in through the nose And you can go out through the nose or out through the mouth. The focus is on the inhale. Deeply in. Let the breath go. Find your rhythm. We're going to go for 8 more. Feel the weight of those intestines pressing against the bottom of your diaphragm. As you breathe in, maybe you feel that resistance. 3 more. You can do it. Hang tight in this position. Last one. Deeply in. Let it go. Go ahead and make your way to, say, a seated position. We're going to do a little bit of slow breathing just to recover. So go ahead with me. Take a deep inhale for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow breathing in, whatever pace feels right to you. Slow breathing out. We try to keep our breathing, especially when recovering. We're thinking NSL. Breathe through the nose, breathe slow, and breathe low into that diaphragm space, lowest part of the lungs. Just a couple more recovery breaths. If you've still got that resistance belt on, maybe you feel the lower part of your rib cage and your belly expanding with each and every breath. For this second set of this exercise, if you have an air resistance device, you can go ahead and grab that. That, of course, can be the sports mask. If you've got a power breathe device, something like that, you can go ahead and put that into your mouth. Maybe you go at a 50% air resistance rate. If you want to be tricky and still suspend yourself and block a nostril, go ahead and do that. Just don't injure yourself along the way. I am just going to leave this aside just so that I can continue to communicate to you for the coaching. All right, let's go ahead and get things ready to go. One more time. If you're doing a downward dog, go ahead and get in position. If you're doing it with a chair like me, get in position. I'm going elbows on the ground. And let's go for 10 deep breaths once again. Deeply in. Exhale it out. Deeply in. Press against the intestines. Feel the diaphragm flatten out when you inhale and let the breath go. Find your rhythm here for the next 8. I've got 2 more. Last one, deeply in. Let it go. Come back up to that seated position. We're going to do 10, we're going to do 3 more deep breaths. Let's block one nostril together. Deeply in. Exhale it out. Maybe these feel a lot easier than what we just did. Deeply in. Exhale it out. Last one. Deeply in. Exhale out. Come into slow breathing with me. Inhale on a count of 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue your own slow breathing pace. Just something to bring yourself down back into a calm state. Again, thinking nose, slow, and low to recover. Right. So that is our inspiratory muscle training exercise. We're going to move on now to some carbon dioxide tolerance training. Again, the reason why we feel breathless when we're working out is due to carbon dioxide tolerance. It's the buildup of carbon dioxide in the blood that sends the signals in through the brain stem and then into our stress signals in our brain that we need to breathe faster. It's the feeling that we have when we feel like we're out of breath. That's a result of carbon dioxide rising in the blood. What we're going to do now is some carbon dioxide tolerance training. So this is going to be some tough work here where we're going to try to manually shift how we tolerate that carbon dioxide. Ultimately, it's so that you can feel less out of breath for your next training session or for your race or your expedition or whatever you've got coming up. I'm going to adjust the camera once again. So what we are going to do now is just some preparation for high altitude simulation. What that means is we're going to take a normal breath in through the nose, a normal breath out. Then you're going to pinch your nose and hold your breath, and you're going to begin walking. We're going to walk for 15 paces together. We're going to then do another set, build to 20, then to 25. Then we're going to do something called high altitude simulation. I'll guide you through that here in a moment. But with me from a standing position now, go ahead and take a normal breath in through your nose, normal breath out. Pinch your nose, hold your breath, and you're walking for 15 paces. When you're done with those 15, release your nose, breathe in through your nose, breathe normally. Again, thinking nose slow and low for recovery. You've got one more recovery breath. We're going to do a round of 20 steps this next time. Inhale in through the nose, exhale out. Pinch your nose, hold your breath. We're off for 20 steps now. When you get done with those 20 steps, release. Breathe in through the nose. This is just a warm up. Move whatever needs move for this warm up. Prepare yourself mentally for what we're about to get into. This will be our last set of warm ups. Then we're going to take it up a notch. I'll explain what that looks like in a moment. One last time, in through the nose, out through the nose, pinch and hold. Going for 25 steps now. Nice. When you're done, release your nose, breathe normally. Good work. What we're going to do now is starting in a similar way. Inhale, exhale, hold. Begin by walking. When you reach a medium level of air hunger, what I want you to do from that point is start to jog. If you're limited on space, just jog in place, right? You can even drop your hand, but continue to hold your breath. I want you to go until you reach about a maximum level of a breath hold. Then you release your nose. Try to minimize how you breathe in and out through the nose. Just like take a couple of small sips of air in and out through the nose, sniffs, I should probably say, if it's through the nose. And then after those 6 minimal sniffs of breath, then come back to normal breathing. We're going to do this 2 different times. Okay. All right. If you want to really challenge yourself here, you can throw that sports mask on and breathe through the sports mask after that maximal breath hold. Okay, everybody, you can do it. Let's go. This is high altitude simulation training, walk to jog variation. Take a normal breath in, normal breath out. Pinch your nose, hold your breath, and begin by walking. You can do it. When you reach a medium level of air hunger, turn that walk into a jog. Jog as far as you can on this one breath. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And when you can't go any further, go ahead and stop and take those 6 sniffs of air in and out through the nose. Feel maybe the diaphragm contract here. And when you need to, after those 6 minimal breaths, come back to normal breathing. Good. I know this is intense work. We're going to do this just one more time. It's not easy to simulate a high altitude environment just with your breathing, right? On these recovery breaths, we can downshift the nervous system, all those stress warnings that are firing in our brain. We can calm the body by breathing through the nose, breathing slow, and breathing low. You did great on that first set. We're going to go for one more, and then we're going to do a round of that hyperventilation breathing with a strong breath hold. We're going to recover for the next 30 seconds or so. I'm here with you every step of the way. 15 more seconds of recovery. Right, last breath in through the nose. Exhale out. Pinch your nose, hold your breath, and begin once again by walking. And then we turn that walk into a jog. Drop out of your head into your body. Just feel the movement of your body. You can do it. Go as long as you can on this one breath. And then when you need to, take those 6 minimal sniffs of air in and out through the nose. Feel the diaphragm contract here. It's trying to force you to inhale deeper. When you're done with those 6 sniffs of air, come back to normal nasal breathing. Nice work. High five. Give yourself a big smile and a pat on the back. So that is high altitude simulation. We did just 2 sets of that. We're going to end today's session with a little bit of cyclic hyperventilation with some strong breath holds. I'm going to guide you through that now. But to begin, we are going to do this from that yoga mat lying down position. Sorry, I didn't mention yoga mat at the beginning for a piece of equipment that you could probably use today. So go ahead and make your way there. I want you to lie down. Ideally, to begin, you've got your feet flat on the ground. Say your knees are at a 90-degree angle here. That provides a nice kind of alignment for your diaphragm to work with your breathing. It also relieves a little bit of pressure on the lower back. So from this position, go ahead and put one hand up on your chest, one hand on your lower belly. I want you to breathe deeply in through your nose to fill up your belly so you'll feel that lower hand rise and fall. As you exhale, feel it fall. Starting to relax the mind, clear your body. Relax the mind, drop into your body. Feel the belly rise with the inhale, fall with the exhale. By the way, if you have that pulse oximeter, something like this, you can go ahead and put that on your finger as well. Sorry, I didn't mention that before. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to connect the inhale with the belly with the chest then as well. So go ahead and on your next inhale, feel the belly rise. Continue that inhale into your chest now. Exhale through your mouth, just let the air go. Deeply in through the belly and the chest. Exhale, let it go. So this is the flow of your breathing for this exercise. We call this cyclic hyperventilation. The movement is like a wave in through the belly, then the chest. Exhale, let it go. We're going to do 30 to 40 deep breaths like this. There's a chance you may feel lightheaded throughout this. You might also feel some tingling sensations in the hands or the feet. We're really changing the biochemistry, the pH of our blood. This causes a lot of different sensations in the body. If at any point in time you feel uncomfortable with this, you can just slow down your breathing. You're in control in that way. All right, we're going to go ahead and take those 30 deep breaths. For the last breath, I will cue you to exhale and then hold after the exhale. And at that point, you just relax and hold as long as you can. Okay, let's begin breathing now. Deeply in through the belly, into the chest. Exhale it out. Deeply in. Relax and exhale out. Deeply in. And it's like you're sighing the breath out. Go ahead and find your rhythm of breathing now. Once again, I want those inhales in through your nose and the exhale through your mouth. You can breathe through any of those yawns that might be coming your way. We're halfway through the round of breathing. If you've ever done Wim Hof method style breathing, this is effectively what we are doing here. But for the purposes of our high altitude driven breath work, I call this controlled hyperventilation with strong hypoxic breath holds. We're almost at that point of the breath holds. Let's go for 10 more deep breaths. You can do it. Five more breaths. Deeply in. Four more breaths. Three more breaths. Last two. Come on, everybody. All right, this is your last breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale that breath out and hold your breath after the exhale. Maybe drop your legs to the ground. Drop your arms to the ground. Feel the weight of your body and the points of contact on the ground beneath you. And just clear your mind here. You can feel any of those sensations happening in your body, tingling. Maybe it feels like energy is just flowing through your body. Just observe. Hold your breath for as long as you can. And maybe at the end of your breath hold, take a glance at that pulse oximeter. It's possible that our SpO2, that percentage saturation of oxygen, has dropped. Maybe to the low 90s, maybe into the 80s. It just depends on how long you can hold your breath for. Continue this hold, and whenever you need to take a breath, I invite you to take a deep breath. Hold that deep breath for say 10 seconds. Just count to yourself. Those of you still holding, continue to hold. Those of you already taken your recovery breath, that's fine as well. Once again, at the end of your breath hold, maybe take a look at that pulse oximeter. You might notice a drop in your SpO2. Whenever you're done with that recovery breath, that deep breath and hold, slowly and gently start to make your way out of that seated position, maybe moving the body, slightly rolling the wrist, rolling the ankles, slowly and gently making your way back up to that seated position, back into looking at a screen once again. I want to welcome you back. Hopefully, that was not only pertinent for the physical body, but also for the mental side of things as well. I want to thank you all so much for joining today's breathwork training session. The way that I would normally coach a hyperventilation, strong breath hold exercise like that is doing two more rounds. So doing three, maybe four, but no more than four in a row. You might notice each breath hold can be longer, and you might notice the SpO2 even dropping more. This is simulating that hypoxic bodily state. This is going to allow the body to start to make some adaptations that are going to be relevant for you when you arrive at altitude. So that is today's Monday morning breathwork training live stream session. It was the last of the month, therefore it was the most challenging. I hope you found to be a healthy dose of challenge. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments window of whatever platform that you're watching this live stream. I'm happy to address those. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me, Anthony, from here at Recal. Hope that today's session helped you breathe smart, breathe strong, and make your way toward whatever goals that you have on the mountain. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye now.